Metal Up World, this is CJ with CJOrtiz.com and metalmotivation.com. This is the first of a new 5-message series I'm doing on finding the courage to conquer your giants. Now, this is all being shown in my Life Domination online coaching program, which you can learn more about if you visit the link below. But all this week, finding the courage to conquer your giants. Episode 1 here is on don't focus on your fears. Courage is the ability to do something that frightens you. Courage is the ability to do something that frightens you. Now, again, all this week I'm talking about finding the courage to conquer your giants. Isn't it funny how throughout millennium, through myth, through religious history, through story after story, even into contemporary films and television, cartoons even, the idea of facing giants is there. Giants are just a part of the storytelling culture that we have always known, whether written or oral tradition. So we are familiar with the idea of facing giants. Whether you're David and Goliath or, whoever it may be, giants have to be faced. And you've got to face some giants in your own life. And obviously when it comes down to facing giants, it is an issue of fear. People have to get past their fears in order for them to face giants. So that means courage. You've got to have courage. Now, what we tend to think of is that courage is the absence of fear. And that's actually not the case. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is defined as the ability to do something that frightens you, but the key word there is ability. The ability to do something that frightens you. So it's not so much that courage is the absence of fear. Courage is the ability to still do something in the face of fear. In other words, the fear hasn't left you. The issue is that strength has increased. The issue is that the ability to do it even in the face of fear is there. And this is going to be a very important key as we discuss this, because what a lot of people are trying to do when it comes to overcoming their fear is to try and rid themselves of that fear. Very difficult to do. Very difficult to rid yourself of fear. Again, courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is the ability to do something that frightens you in the face of that fear. So the focus is not on the fear when it comes to courage. When it comes to courage, the focus is on ability, and ability means strength. So again, courage is strength. It doesn't mean that you are fearless. Okay? If somebody is fearless, somebody may have a problem. It's not normal to be without fear. Everybody, though even those who are trained to face the most dangerous situations, still have fear. The issue is they have built up their strength. In fact, I would argue that you don't really need to even consider your fears anymore. And that's it may have stripped a gear when I said that. You don't even really need to focus on your fears at this point. If you're trying to overcome fear, the issue is to focus on building strength, and the fear will take care of itself. You focus on building your strength, and your fear will take care of itself. Because again, courage is the ability. Ability, let's put those in all capital letters. Ability, ableness, to be able to do something in the face of your fears. And I would say the fears are giants, right? So again, we're talking about conquering the giants in your own life. Obviously, that means fear. And so fear is your giant. So again, we see this throughout all mythology and history, that the narratives always use this idea of a giant. Well, what is a giant? A giant is an imaginary or mythical being of human form, but in superhuman size. Okay, think about that. It's an imaginary or mythical being of human form, but is in superhuman size. So it's essentially an exaggerated form of something real. That's what a giant is. A giant is not a completely other different thing. It's not some alien. A giant it still carries the form, that human form, but it's superhuman size. So in other words, again, an exaggerated form of something real. That's what a giant is, an exaggerated form of something real. And doesn't that sound like a lot of fear? Isn't fear an exaggerated form of something real? I mean, sure, most of the things that we are afraid of, there are reasons to be apprehensive about it. But when it takes on exaggerated form, it becomes a giant, right? So you may be facing certain fears that somebody else has no problem with, but in your mind, they are superhuman size. In your mind, they are giants. So again, most fears are exaggerated interpretations of common circumstances. That's what fears are, man. They're just exaggerated interpretations. Again, an interpretation is the meaning that you give to something. It's the meaning that you give. It's the meaning that you imply to something. You put it on there. You're the one who gives the imagination life. You're the one who gives the giant life. You're the one who increases its size. So you have giants in two places. You've got giants within and you've got giants without. There are things you are fearful of that lie within. There's things that you are fearful or apprehensive of that lie without. So we all face that, right? We all face giants inside us, outside of us. They are the intimidating things that we keep putting off or we refuse to face. Well, it's time to face them, right? I mean, you want to get past them. You want to experience what lies beyond your fear because you know you can be so much better. You know you can be so much more. You know that there's so much more life that you could experience and so much more that you could do if you could just get past your fear. That reluctance, that reluctance to put yourself out there, that reluctance to give it a shot, that reluctance to ask, that reluctance to seek. Whatever it is that holds you back, if you know that if you could just get past those, something great would happen. But why can't we? Well, one simple reason. It's because of a lack of strength. And again, this is going to be the key all throughout this series. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is ability to move forward in the face of fear. It doesn't mean that you are fearless. So don't focus on trying to get rid of your fear. Focus on your ability. Ability is strength. So building up your strength. The more you build up your strength, the less hold fear is going to have on you. The fear is never going to go away. The issue is you will be able to confront it. You'll be able to push through it. You'll be able to overcome it. And maybe after that, the fear will continue to lose its hold on you, but fear is just a part of life. The issue then is building up our strength to the place where we're then able to overcome. Strength is eventually going to convert to courage, and that's what you need to conquer your giant of fear. And so that's the nugget I want to leave you with today in this first episode is, again, courage is not the absence of fear. It's the ability to move against this thing in the face of fear. And ability is strength. So if you want to increase your ability to conquer these fears, then you're going to have to build up that courage. You're going to have the courage to face the giants, and that means you have to increase your strength. So we're going to be talking about that, about building strength. We're going to be talking about what are the different forms of strength that you need to have and how you can develop that and begin to, do something soon. I'm not talking about something you're doing down the road. I'm talking about something that you can start doing right now to begin to change your life, to begin to conquer your fear and move forward into that season that you're supposed to be in, that new level that's waiting for you, that relationship, that job, that career, to be free of debt, to be to get the physical health or body or results that you want in the natural. All of these things are guarded. There's a blockade, a hindrance, a troll. There's something standing in the way that you've got to get through. Or there's this giant, the giant of fear, and you've got to conquer that. You have got to conquer that. Can you dig this? Well, listen, that's what I'm covering all this week in the Life Domination Coaching Program, finding the courage to conquer your giants. As always, I show the first episode of each week's series for free right here. If you'd like to see the rest of them, as well as have access to the over 700 videos in the archives, you need to join my Life Domination coaching group, which is very easy to do. You can do the whole thing on your little smartphone. You never have to get off Facebook. It's all done in a private Facebook group. The only other people in there besides me and you is a whole bunch of other people just like me and you, motivated people making a difference in their lives. No haters, no naysayers. So again, just cents a day, less than $20 a month. Very, very inexpensive, and I'd love to see you there. If you'd like more information, please visit the link below, metalmotivation.com/Life Domination Coaching. This is CJ, the Metal Motivator. And remember, in whatever you do, don't suck. Metal up.